Every single person dreams of success. We all want a better life, more growth, and more happiness. But here's a question: why do some people keep improving while others stay stuck in the same place year after year? The answer lies in something so small that most people overlook it. It's the power of tiny, consistent progress, the power of getting just 1% better every single day. You see, real growth doesn't come from one big change. It comes from the small habits, the daily choices, and the tiny improvements that seem meaningless in the moment, but add up to something massive over time. If you improve just 1% every day for a year, mathematically, you'll end up 37 times better by the end of that year. That's the power of compound growth. Think about it. 1% doesn't sound like much. If you read one page today, it's nothing. If you walk for 10 minutes, it feels small. If you save just a little money, it seems like it won't make a difference. But what happens when you do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next? Those small actions start to build momentum. They start shaping your habits, your mindset, and eventually, your entire life. Let's take an example. Imagine two people starting at the same place. One decides to make small daily improvements, reading 10 pages, eating a bit healthier, learning one new skill. The other says, "I'll start later." At first, there's no visible difference. After a week, still nothing noticeable. But after months, even years, one of them is miles ahead while the other is wondering why nothing has changed. That's how the 1% rule works. It's slow. It's silent. But it's unstoppable. The problem is, most people chase big results instantly. They want overnight success, instant motivation, quick fame, quick money, quick fitness. But the truth is, lasting success never happens overnight. The people you see at the top didn't get there by doing something huge once. They did small things thousands of times, consistently. They practiced when no one was watching. They improved little by little. And those tiny steps built their success story. Let's look at a few examples. Great athletes don't wake up champions. They practice the same drills every day, refining their moves, pushing themselves 1% more. Writers become great not by writing one perfect book, but by writing daily, learning, editing, and growing through the process. Entrepreneurs don't build billion-dollar companies overnight. They build small systems, test small ideas, and keep improving. Every success story is really a story of small, consistent improvement. That's why the 1% rule is so powerful. It's simple, realistic, and achievable for everyone. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Now, let's talk about how you can apply this in your own life. Start by identifying one small habit that moves you closer to your goal. Something so small, you can't say no to it. Maybe it's reading for 5 minutes. Maybe it's writing one idea every day. Maybe it's doing 5 push-ups. Don't underestimate these tiny steps. Because what you're really building isn't the habit, it's the identity behind it. When you do something daily, you're telling yourself, "This is who I am." That identity becomes powerful. It drives you to do more, to become more. Next, track your progress. Even if it's small, tracking helps your brain see results. When you see progress, you feel motivated to keep going. Write it down, mark a calendar, or use an app, whatever works. But never underestimate the feeling of small wins. They build momentum. And momentum is everything. Here's another thing: be patient. Most people give up too early. They expect big results too soon, and when they don't see them, they stop. But the 1% rule is like planting a seed. At first, nothing happens. But underground, growth is happening, roots are forming, strength is building. And one day, that small seed breaks through the surface. That's how success looks. You don't see it growing until it's already strong enough to show itself. So keep going. Even when you don't see immediate results, trust that progress is happening. Remember, small progress is still progress. And progress, no matter how slow, is better than standing still. Let me tell you this, life changes not when you do everything at once, but when you start doing something every day. That's how habits form. That's how growth compounds. And that's how you transform your life, 1% at a time. So, wherever you are right now, whether you're working on your fitness, your business, your studies, or your mindset, take one small step today. Do one small thing that your future self will thank you for. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that those tiny, almost invisible steps were actually the turning points of your life. The people who keep improving aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who never stopped showing up. They keep learning, they keep trying, and they keep rising, even when no one notices. And that's what makes them unstoppable. Small Blue Diamond Summary. Success doesn't come from big leaps, it comes from consistent, tiny improvements. The power of 1% daily growth lies in the compound effect, the small wins that add up to massive change. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Start small, track your growth, and stay patient. Because when you improve just 1% every day, your future self becomes 37 times stronger, smarter, and better than before. So rise a little every day, and let your small steps create a massive transformation.